So if something that used to feel easy is suddenly taking more effort, more conversations are happening, more explanation is needed, and you can't quite figure out why, you may be in the middle of a gotcha trigger called growth outpacing the environment. Let me tell you about a time when all of this started to make sense to me. It was about 10 years ago, and I was standing in the hallway of my home having the same conversation for what had to be the 30th time. You know the one where you can repeat the person's next line before they even say it, right? Yeah, one of those. And I remember it hitting me almost like I was watching myself. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm changing. And if I change, this relationship isn't going to last. And that thought scared me enough at the time that I ignored it. But here's the deal, ignoring it didn't make it any less true. And at the time, I didn't have language for what was happening, but now I do. In HPI, we call this a predictable pattern. It is growth outpacing environment, and it shows up everywhere, at home, at work, and in our lives. And it isn't just physical environment. When I say environment, we're talking about how things get done, how decisions get made, what people expect, what's considered normal. And when growth or change starts to outpace that, you feel it. And it shows up in really specific ways. Like in our lives, it shows up as the diet that used to work doesn't work quite as well anymore. Same routine, same effort, you get different results, right? Or the workout that used to feel strong and familiar, now instead you pull a hamstring, right? You strain something. It just doesn't land the same way as it did. At work, the system everybody was so excited about, we've been there, right? The one the company invested all this money into. We find out down the road it doesn't actually support how work is happening. But instead of adjusting it, everybody keeps trying to use it the same way because, we paid a lot of money for it. And so we're gonna be using this no matter what. And then back to like my story, in relationships, we find ourselves having the same conversation again and again and again, saying the same thing slightly differently every single time. But you know what? It's not landing any differently. So in all of these situations, same effort, different outcome. And here's the thing, most people misread that signal, right? When things aren't working, they assume something is wrong, that someone is the problem, that something is breaking. And so we try to fix it with effort. We say it again, we push harder, we double down. And what we do is we lose sight of whether it's even the right thing to be doing anymore. I did this, right? Back to that hallway conversation. I didn't see it at the time, but growth and change had outpaced the environment for both people in the conversation. And I was so focused on the effort that I missed the fact completely that the environment no longer fit. Because you know what? Here's the deal. Effort doesn't dissolve patterns. The issue isn't effort, it's fit. So when this happens, what do? Well, the first thing is when something that used to feel easy starts taking more effort, you notice it. Because awareness is the first piece, right? And then we stop asking ourselves what's wrong and looking for someone to blame. And instead we get curious and we ask instead, where is it possible that growth or change has occurred? And what could be in the environment that hasn't caught up yet? Then we shift our focus. We don't effort harder, we don't work harder, we don't try harder. We look at where we can adjust the environment. And what that might mean is changing how a conversation is happening. It could be adjusting how decisions get made, changing the system instead of pushing through it, or recognizing that something used to fit just doesn't anymore. Because once you see that, you stop personalizing it and you start working with it. Because, as we know, it's not personal, it's predictable.